do not forget of all the annual reports and AGM again. But at least earnings season is ending.
At least earnings season is over, so that's one benchmark to look forward to. But well, yes, tomorrow last Nifty 50 company coming out with its numbers, and that's Apollo Hospitals. From the corporate action front, then you have the board of Tata Steel that will be meeting today to mull fundraising along with its quarterly update as well. Peninsula Land will be holding its EGM, and Forging's board will be meeting to mull a bonus issue. Now, this is a development that the street is particularly excited about, so we'll be keeping a close eye on this counter as well. Cello World, that board will also be meeting to carry out a preferential share issue today. So lots happening when it comes to corporate action. Now, lock-in period ends for FedBank Financial Services. More than 60% equity is coming out of lock-in today for this particular counter. And in terms of other events, then you have some commentary coming in from FOMC member Fed John Williams, who's the New York Fed president, and he's going to be speaking about how the inflation is looking like and what's the path going ahead when it comes to the FOMC's policy stance. So important commentary to watch out for, and the US-China high-level climate event will also be taking in California. So lots of news to watch out for in India as well as globally.
Absolutely. And talking about globally, a lot of issues, and like we were talking in the Middle East side that we're seeing now in terms of the latest update that we're seeing, Israel's Rafah offensive has stirred up a global outrage and prompted an outcry from global leaders after an airstrike killed 45 Palestinians when a fire ignited a refuge tent camp. The Biden administration has said that it was closely monitoring the probe into the strike, calling it tragic. And additionally, the White House National Security spokesperson John Kirby said that the recent death did not constitute a major ground operation there that crosses any U.S. red lines. Meanwhile, he also said that the U.S. does not have a measuring stick or a quota to measure offensives. Remember, the death in Rafah have tested Joe Biden's promise to withhold weapons from Israel if the U.S. ally made a major invasion in Rafah, put displaced persons there at risk. And in a response, Israel has said that something unfortunately went tragically wrong, and the original plan was to supposedly attack 2 senior Hamas officials, and that there was no intention to cause a harm to civilians.
Well, surprising commentary coming in from the US, where they're saying that deaths of these people living in Rafah is not a major offensive. But anyway, let's move on then. And shifting focus to macros, consumer confidence in the United States has unexpectedly improved in the month of May after 3 straight months of deterioration. The improvement comes amid optimism about the labor market, but inflation worries continue to be a point of bother. According to the survey, consumers believe that the economy could slip into recession in the next 12 months, but nonetheless, consumers were very upbeat about the stock market and more plan to buy major household appliances over the next 6 months.
And keeping it with the macros then, and one of the members of the Federal Reserve, Anil Kashkari, comments that spook streets as he reiterates that the central bank's data-dependent approach for the future rate cuts, says that he wants to see significant progress on the inflation before mulling rate cuts. He also said that the central bank could potentially even hike rates if inflation fails to come down further. And Kashkari said that he was confident the Fed would ultimately reach its 2% inflation target, but added that they are not in a hurry to start easing rates. And that's what we've been seeing in terms of commentary. Not in a hurry to ease rates. That's the word coming in from most of the members of the Fed's team.
All right, well, let's move on then. And tracking action from the money markets, trouble continues for the yen because the Japanese yen has dropped to a 16-year low versus the British pound, marking a significant milestone in the currency markets. The fall in the yen comes amid ongoing shifts in global economic conditions and market sentiment. Now, this increase underscores the pound's strength relative to the yen, which has been under pressure due to various economic factors.
That was all the global update and top global headlines that we had this morning. But on that note, we'll slip into a very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more updates. What should you watch out for the Indian markets? Because Nifty implied clearly showing a sharper fall today.
Absolutely.
Down 410 to 510.
That's not looking good at all.
Yes, so we'll watch out for that, and we'll keep you all updated with what you all should watch out for in trade today.